Good morning and welcome to our kitchen. I'm Gordy Galusha.
I'm Nancy Ostrich.
And today we're going to be making a hamburger pie, pleasing cheese potatoes, and please don't laugh when I tell you what I'm going to make today. I'm going to make cow pies. And we're going to start with Nancy.
Okay, I won't laugh. We come up with some funny things sometimes. But after 205 shows or whatever.
I guess we can.
So, I'm going to start out with the pleasing cheese potatoes. I didn't quite know what I wanted to make with my hamburger pie, but I came across this recipe and it sounded good. It would go with quite a few things. So, I'll start out by, I have a 11 by 7 baking dish, and on spread out on the bottom I have tater tots. They're semi-frozen now because I've had them out for a while. It doesn't take them out of the freezer, you know, a half hour or so before you're going to make the dish. And I spray the baking dish first. So, put those over here. And we make a topping for the tater tots. And in a bowl, I've got 2 eggs. And I lightly beat them. To the eggs, I'm going to add 1 can of condensed cream of potato soup, undiluted. That's your normal size 10 3/4 ounce can. 1/2 cup of sour cream. Another. I try to find recipes every once in a while with sour cream in it because I don't use it a lot at home and I don't want it to go bad. So it has a good refrigerator life, thank goodness. And 1/2 cup of sliced green onions. Give it a pretty green because you use the stems. Mix it up good. And then you stir in 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. Okay, some salt and pepper to taste. And if you wanted to add some garlic powder, you have your own little seasonings that you like. And not too much salt, of course, because we think the soups have enough salt in them. And you pour this over your tater tots. I don't know why, maybe cream of chicken soup or cream of mushroom, celery.
Any kind of soup would be good in that.
A creamed would work
Any kind of
okay.
cream soup, probably.
Yep. This is put in a 350-degree oven for about 45-50 minutes. Uncovered.
Watch your legs. Get it in there.
Okay. Over to Gordy.
Okay, this morning I'm going to make chocolate, well, they're chocolate cookies, but they're called cow pies. And in my bowl I have 1.5 sticks of softened butter and 2 cups of sugar, and I'm going to cream them together. Make sure that you cream this until it's nice and fluffy. Okay, that looks good. I gotta scrape it down. Don't forget to scrape down the sides because you need to do that and get everything all in there. I'm going to mix it a little bit more. Okay. My dry ingredients consist of 2 1/4 cups of flour, 3/4 cup of cocoa powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. I put it in a little container like this and I shook it up so I didn't have to sift it through my sifter because it doesn't work that well. So I'm going to put in a little bit at a time. Beat this until it's well mixed. Okay, I'm going to add a little more flour. Okay, I'm going to add some more. Well, I'm going to add the whole thing. Probably it'll be all over the studio. I'm going to add 1 egg at a time. And I added a teaspoon of vanilla. Now I'll finish mixing this up.
I had heard about a month ago or whatever that the Madagascar vanilla, the beans, the crop was very bad. So,
Oh, really?
yeah. If you better stock up on real vanilla if you.
Well, you know how much real vanilla is? I bought a bottle of it.
That bottle, how much?
Wasn't any bigger than, was smaller than this.
Yeah.
$9. So I said imitation vanilla is just as good for me as pure vanilla. Okay, this is all mixed up well. And to this I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of white chocolate chips, a cup of milk chocolate chips, and a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips.
My goodness,
Now we got enough chocolate to last us for a week.
those are expensive too. All those chocolate chips.
Let's see, I've got to find a wooden spoon. Got to mix this all together in here. Now that looks pretty good. Maybe I better do it a couple more times. I don't know if they're all in there or not. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put these in a cookie sheet, and I'm going to use a tablespoon like this. Okay, I'm sure you probably don't want to watch me do this, so I'm going to send it over to Nancy.
Oh, thanks. Well, I've started on my hamburger pie, which I think I'll get just so far, and then we'll have to break for a few minutes. Earlier, I baked a pie crust, just the bottom crust. You can make your own, or you can buy it. I always buy mine now. A lot less trouble, and they come out pretty good. So that's been baked for later. In this fry pan here, I have started to brown a pound of ground beef, your choice, what you normally use for your recipes. And that's starting to brown up. And when that's done, I will drain it. In this smaller fry pan, I am melting 2 tablespoons of margarine, and I'm going to saute a half a cup of chopped onion, and you can use your regular onion. Because I had the scallions or the green onions, I'm going to use them in this recipe also. And 3 medium tomatoes. Now you can skin them if you want. I didn't. Your choice of tomatoes you like. I very often buy the plum. And so we're going to, I'm going to saute these down along with the Hamburg in a separate fry pan. So we will break now until these 2 things have finished cooking. And Gordy will put her cookies in.
My cookies are done. I took them out of the oven and took them off my cookie sheets and put them on a cooling rack. And then I put them back on a piece of parchment paper, and I put them all on the parchment paper, and I melted a box of semi-sweet chocolate cacao chocolate squares. And I melted them, and then after it was melted, I put it on all my cookies. You're supposed to be able to dip them in the chocolate, but when I did dip it in, it broke in half. So I used a spoon and put it on the top. And this is what the cow pies look like. Try them. You may be surprised.
Welcome back to our table. We have 3 choices today. Main dish, a side dish, and dessert. My main dish is hamburger pie, which is what we think of as a savory pie, not a sweet dessert type of pie. And it's quite simple to make because you just brown up some ground beef, and in one fry pan, and in another fry pan I sauteed some chopped onion and chopped tomatoes. And then I added those vegetables to the ground beef after it was cooked and drained. And then with a little milk also. I poured it into a baked pie shell. And I like to use the already made frozen ones that I baked ahead of time. I poured that into the pie shell. And I had beaten 2 eggs and some cheddar cheese together. Poured that over the pie and baked it for about 45 minutes. And let it stand for a few minutes so that some of the juices will absorb back into the pie itself. To go with it, I found a recipe for a side dish called pleasing cheese potatoes, and it uses tater tots in the bottom of a baking dish. And then you pour over it, my ingredients today seem to be eggs and cheddar cheese. You pour over it a couple of eggs and that I've mixed with some sour cream and some green onions and salt and pepper to taste. The soup that I also incorporated, it called for cream of potato. Now, I even think cream of chicken, cream of celery would be a fine substitute. Then I stirred in cheddar cheese, poured that over the tater tots, and I baked that casserole for about 45 minutes. You let that stand for a while to settle in. So those are the 2 main things. Gordy?
Well, today I made cow pies. If you like chocolate, then you're going to love these because they are just plain loaded with chocolate. and it's made with sugar and softened butter, and eggs and vanilla and flour and cocoa powder, and chocolate, semi-chocolate chips I put in, and milk chocolate chips and white chocolate chips. And after they were baked, I melted some semi-sweet chocolate in a dish over simmering water, and I tried to dip them, but they fell apart, so I used a spoon and put the chocolate on it. But this is what the cow pies look like, and they're very good. As I said, if you like chocolate, you'll love these. So if you'd like any of these recipes, please send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Dalton Community Cable, 151 Park Avenue, Dalton, Mass. 01226. And that is all from our kitchen today. Have a great day.